All right, I believe on that note, we will step aside again for another one-on-one segment. Eric Winston spending time one-on-one with Sports Talk 790's morning host Matt Jackson. Before Eric and Matt get into it, let's take a few minutes to look at a video of Matt and his broadcast partner, Adam Wexler, when they attended the NFL Experience at last year's Super Bowl.
Huh. Here we are, the NFL Experience. Up the escalators we go.
Believe it or not, we're the only people allowed in here today. We got an exclusive first look.
Can you hear the buzz? This is unreal. Look at this. It's wall-to-wall people.
Whole place to ourselves today.
I mean, I can barely get through all the foot traffic here. This is insanity. We picked the wrong day. Making our way here. I'm going to have to filter through this whole line.
My hand's cold, but I'm Matt Jackson with Sports Talk 790 in Houston. What has the crowd been like so far today? What's it been like? Has it been pretty busy? Have you seen a lot of people?
He can repeat the question if you can't hear him.
It's been very
Hold on, it's kind of loud in here. Hold on. So has it been really chaotic so far?
Yeah.
Really?
On the weekends.
Oh, really? I mean,
today's Thursday, by the way, people.
Right. I don't know. What do you think? It was kind of cold outside. I kind of think I need a coffee. Do you think I should wait in that line? It seems a little long for me. What do you think? Well, how long do you? What's the ETA for people that arrive right now to get their coffee? How long do you think it would take?
0 minutes.
0 minutes? All right, that's outstanding.
So here we are at the NFL Experience. One small problem. I've got a couple of questions I need to ask some people. So here's the place to go. Got information right here, lost and found. Let's see who's at the desk ready to answer our questions. I see nobody here ready to answer our question. There must be a huge line of people waiting to ask questions.
Okay. If you're...
There's one person. Anyone else? Anyone? Bueller.
Have you been to Disney World before? You know how they have those little fast passes? Because there's a long line to get to Space Mountain. I saw a line for fast passes. We may want to get one because it looks like it's pretty packed here tonight.
All right, let's make our way inside.
And I'm now with the ever skinny Matt Jackson, as you can see from the. You lost a few lbs, so I was
not 40, 45 pounds.
Right there. You on Quick Light lost too?
No, that's bull. Let me not to like. If they're a sponsor, I apologize. I think those things are so phony and fake.
What are you doing? What
treadmill.
Are you doing these days?
Treadmill.
Yeah? Just on it?
6 miles. I recommend Nordic Track.
You're running 6 miles a day.
I do. I run 6 miles a day.
I tried to run just for fun. I just wanted to see if I could do it. The last off season, I tried to run a mile, and I didn't make it.
If you put a TV on in front of you,
this seems so much longer than it really is.
If you put a TV on in front of you, you don't even notice. You really don't.
People say that until I start breathing hard, and then I notice.
I mean, if it's Saturday morning at 6:45 and there's a good English Premier League game on.
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney, the humanity. Oh.
So like you just said, you grew up in State College. And you moved here. How old were you moved here? Probably 10?
7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
You moved here. Why did you move here? I guess you.
Dad got the real estate business died in Pennsylvania, and my dad got a job down here in Houston, and so he actually moved a year ahead of us, and then we moved down like '84, I believe. So, I mean. I say I am a native of State College, but I mean I'm basically a Texan. I've been here for 20 most
of your life.
Right. Most of my life. I've never really gotten the accent at all though. I don't have an accent from really anywhere.
Well, I think if your family's from somewhere else, you don't get much of an accent. Like my family's not from Texas, and I don't feel like I have much of an accent either.
Right, but if you even spend any time in Boston or in New York or in I guess specifically there. Well,
or Boston and New York.
Allow me to just stereotype.
So obviously, go to UH, big fan. The thing I want to talk about, I think it's hilarious. I've heard this story. I've never asked you about it, and if people don't realize it, Matt Jackson's actually the one that got me into radio. He asked me a long time ago, "Hey, you should do this show." We actually were about going to do it. Was Ephraim and I? Remember Ephraim and I? And that didn't work out. Then the next year. We just had the show, and obviously things move on. People move on.
Yeah.
You got a better deal, but your start at radio was pretty interesting. I was told, and this is a story I was told. So that you were a longtime caller.
Oh yeah.
Of the radio show. You you're a Cougar
Matt, yeah.
And then I've never really heard of how that matriculated into you actually getting on the air.
Well, basically, when I knew what I wanted to do for a long time. When I was in college at UH, I interned at Sports Radio 610 and, worked my butt off, did a lot of remote stuff. So I used to have to crawl into the cockroach-infested, what they call the catfish hole at the Astrodome. It's where all the electrics were. And if you were setting up a remote broadcast, you had to run all these plugs into this just a horrible back area where literally there were cockroaches, rats, everything. Plug all the equipment in to set up for a broadcast you would originate it right from behind home plate of the Dome. So I did a lot of technical work for there, and I had to catalog Jim Rome shows and try to put together best of shows because they were going to rerun a best of hour from 2 to 3 each day and do stuff like that. So
I bet secretly you had a lot of fun doing that.
Oh, it was phenomenal.
I bet your best of shows were pretty funny.
That was back when Rome
was
really
funny.
brought it, and he was hilarious because he didn't care what anybody thought. He was much more irreverent. He did a lot of pretty funny stuff. And then I got out of my internship, got hired part-time to do some of that stuff, and then in 1999, the parent company, and I think at the time it was Viacom or Infinity or whoever it was, they felt like all their radio stations or a lot of the radio stations were sounding way too old. So they wanted to get younger voices involved. They wanted people that worked dirt cheap. I qualified for both, strangely. So I got a job doing a night show with a guy, Jeremy Foster, and we did a show from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And one of the reasons why we got the show is because we said we're going to do a lot of high school football stuff, and we did. Originally, we did a lot of high school football stuff, and it was so stuff that I would never listen to in my life. Now it was stuff like literally on a Friday night from 10 to 11 p.m. I would just go to the AP Wire and just read off the 9 million scores that were out there. I was like, Lano beat Van Vleck 26 to 60, just stupid stuff like that, and hey, I took my lumps. It was I'm sure it was awful for the first year and change, whatever the case may be, and then eventually, got my chance to move up to do afternoon drive. Did afternoon drive with Rich Lord for a couple of years, and then had another opportunity to work with a guy that Adam Wexler that we were good friends off the air, and it's like, hey, let's give this a shot, and having fun with it.
So you're doing mornings now on 790.
Yeah.
And you always said to me you would rather do mornings. You like the mornings.
I might have said that. I might feel differently now.
Yeah, getting up at 5 o'clock every morning.
The one thing that I didn't like, and it was specifically doing 5 hours is very draining.
Sure.
And originally when I was doing afternoons, I was doing 2 to 6, and that was perfectly fine. When you add that 5th hour, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it really is a lot. And even now, some days, even though I'm not technically supposed to do the 5th hour, we just ended up hanging out and doing the 5th hour with Lance sometimes. But even still, 5 hours just feels like a lot. 4 hours to me is perfect. I can get out everything I want to say. It doesn't become boring. It doesn't become monotonous. It doesn't wear out your voice either.
So now you're over there, and everything's. Where are you going from here? Where's the big show going? My dream job, honestly, would be to be at a huge major university where my job is to do college football, college basketball, play-by-play, and host their coaches' shows, and do a lot of alumni, whatever stuff. Do a lot of. That's like UH.
I don't think UH is ever gonna. UH is never gonna pay enough to do a big time job like that. But like Jim Hawthorne at LSU, or Craig Way at Texas, or Dave South at Texas A&M, where
Craig Way, where was he before? I know that name.
He was Bill Schoenig's sidekick for football games before Schoenig went to go to the San Antonio Spurs.
I got you.
And he does an unbelievable amount of work, because he also does television show, does all the high school football stuff on Fox on on Friday nights as well, and he does all the Texas baseball games too. I don't know that I want to work as much as he does, but that's the kind of thing that that's the one thing that I really haven't had an opportunity to do. I've done some TV, some college basketball on TV, but that's kind of I love what I do, but kind of my dream job is to be with a big time college where that's where kind of your focus is. Sure. Do the games, get to go out and watch practice and that type of thing, and be involved with a big time program like that.
Well, there you go, Matt Jackson, budding big time college host. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Hey man, my pleasure.
Tired. Do I ever let anyone tell you surfing is easy? It is more difficult than running a marathon, a triathlon, playing football, and it is especially not helpful for people who are morbidly obese.
Those are some killer waves you had there. Was that
surfing in Galveston?
That was Galveston.
That was Galveston.
Grew up
I didn't know it was
surfing
safe to be in the water in Galveston.
You know that it's brown. There's a little saying in Galveston: if it's brown, drink it down. If it's black, send it back. No.
Greg's waiting for something.
Believe it or not, you can actually surf.
I grew up
out there.
surfing in Surfside.
Did you?
Yeah, when hurricanes, we'd skip school when hurricanes were coming in because that's the only time we had great waves.
I have to tell you, I really want to do one or the other. Really learn how to play golf or really learn how to surf. Because I was amazed how much fun I had surfing.